All right, welcome back to SoFlo TV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. I long for the days when children could be children on the beautiful island of Jamaica, I was one of them that were blessed to be raised in a time when our community actually cared about and protected us as children and allowed us to grow. I was privileged enough to live that in Clarendon, Jamaica. The place turned upside down now. You see it. Listen, 14-year-old Green Pond High School student among 5 persons shot and killed in 3 days in St. James. 5 persons shot and killed in 3 days in one place. This is our Jamaica. This is what we have become. Javon Ricky Stanberry, a 14-year-old Green Pond High School student, was killed in Norwood, St. James on Friday. Now check this out. The student was one of 2 persons killed by gunmen in the violent plagued community of Norwood, St. James, Friday night, bringing to 70 the number of persons who have been murdered in that western parish since the start of the year. 70. Out of one place since the start of the year. We're talking about just since January to now. From January to August, 70 people. Now in the brazen gang, you know what? I shouldn't even go on any further with this story, but I will. But I have to interject here and say this. When 70 people are murdered in one community or in one parish in a couple of months space, this should raise such an alarm. I mean, every kind of powers to make sure that this does not continue to happen should be employed. But yet, we see no urgency from those who have been elected to serve and protect. No urgency whatsoever. I can only imagine if 70 people, one parish was so, or one community was so volatile. In any other place in the world, there would be some sort of an urgency. In any developed country then. Hell, I could even say in any place right here where I live in the United States of America. Children are being murdered. And young people are being murdered at alarming numbers. Now, according to reports, some persons were standing at a shop along Sammy Drive in Norwood when a motor car just rolled up. The people that were in the motor car jumped out of the car brandishing guns and just opened fire, jumped back in their vehicle and sped away. We're still talking about CCTVs everywhere. We're still talking about naming these lanes and blocks and streets that have no names, get the place properly cordoned off and get it on satellite. We're still talking about all the other measures that could be employed to make the place safer. It is so common for people to just pull up, jump out a car, shoot up the place, drive off, and nobody has a description of who it was. The 18-year-old was taken to hospital along with the schoolboy Javon Ricky Stanberry of Lime Tree Lane, the 22-year-old Kevin Wingy Murad of Hacker Lane in the community, which is being rocked by deadly gang feud. Even though the presence of a Jamaican Defense Force JDF soldiers we're talking about station is set up right there in the heart of the community. What this tells you and I is that the place is out of control and the security forces that are there are not enough to quell the violence. Because you can't tell me it's a big bad JDF station is set up in the heart of the community. 70 people slapped where since the beginning of the year. How is that possible? No man, somebody is sitting on their hands. Stanberry and Marjorie both succumbed to their injuries. Now, Stanberry's mother, Jelaine Clark, who was among the persons standing at the shop when the place gets shoot up, she told the Sunday Gleaner that it was a terrifying experience witnessing her only child being shot and collapsing at her feet. And I remember George Floyd when they was kneeling on his neck and he kept on saying, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. Remember the last thing he said? When you go from I can't breathe, I can't breathe to fully realizing that you're about to die, that moment before you pass out when you feel all life leaving your body, you go bawl for your mother. It's sad. It's friggin' sad. This is our everyday reality. And I've said this before, that we are raising a nation of traumatized people. We're raising a nation of people that will be suffering from PTSD with no post-traumatic stress disorder, with no help, no mental counseling, no nothing to help them through this, to recover from this, to heal, to start functioning again as normal people. So what we will have is a cycle of violence that will continue for generations to come. The woman said she witnessed her son get shot, her child getting shot, she said, and collapsing at her feet. We did out at the little burger shop, and I did a walk with one of my friends who I pick up some buckle. When me hear the gunshot them behind me, at first, me say I must say the man them have gun salute or something around there. But when me look behind me, me see everybody a run. And me cry out, Javan! When me look, me see him make for run, but him drop. As some me know say him get shot. The grieving mother described her son, who she had high hopes for, and who was in grade 8 and showing so much promise. He was a fun-loving individual, you know, he was very jovial, he was very friendly, he loved to cook, and him like a lot of gimmicks and stuff, you know, he was the jokey type. He was a good boy, said Clark, whose yard was yesterday jammed with residents from across the community there to express their condolences. The St. James police were kept busy in the 72-hour window between that Wednesday and that Friday, as 5 persons were murdered during that period alone. And among those were also a prominent accountant who lost his life trying to save his daughter from men that came to kidnap her. And we're going to cover that story next after we post this story on the channel. So stay tuned for that piece of madness. People, I keep on telling you, don't wait till it reaches your doorstep. It is mind-boggling to see. Let's talk about it because it's an election year. And it is mind-boggling to see how many Jamaica, like the masses of the people, their mindset. No one is actually holding, let's for instance say their prime minister or even their local officials that govern, I don't know, that govern that part, that constituency. The people are going to go vote for the same people again who have not been able to secure their security and show no signs of urgency when the people them are dead out like flies. Now, of course, everybody is going to say, but SoFlo TV, what choices do the people have? Because it's either JLP or PMP. So majority of the people them just say, listen, I will stick to the evil that I know. So you're going to have people who, me born JLP and me a dead JLP. Me granny JLP, me great granny JLP. Then you have people who are saying, me born PMP and me a PMP till me dead. Because it's hopeless. There is no third party. There could be one established, but they'll probably get the same results. I'm just frustrated and tired of seeing like the people used as pawns, and every party that takes over does the same thing that they ridiculed the previous party for doing. They accuse each other of corruption. They accuse each other of not being able to make the country safer, failing where crime and corruption is concerned, is what they accuse each other of. And if JLP is in power, PNP accuse them of that. And then the people them flip and go put PNP in power, and JLP accuse them of that when they were doing the same thing. So the people are in a hopeless situation. What can us as a people do to make things better? Let's start to have that conversation. What can us as a people do to make things better? Let's start that conversation. Leave your comments in the comment section below. It's sad, man. I can't say rest in peace because I see that youth they're resting in no peace until his killers are found and brought to justice at least. Condolences to his surviving family members, most of all to his mother. So many traumatized mothers across the island. Our soil is soaking with the tears of mothers that have lost their children, young age, young promising children, to crime and violence. Sad as hell. I'm out. Peace.